Hello and welcome to Balanced in 12, where we hope that we can make you feel lighter in just 12 minutes. Today, we are clearing the mental clutter. Do you want to learn how to do an organized brain dump, prioritize what matters, and leave the mental chaos behind? I'm here for you. So, this isn't your average brain dump. This is a system to get what's in your head out and into order. And what we do from there is we just start writing everything that's in our mind, that's on our list, that list that's running in circles for us. So we're going to just write, and you don't have to be neat. Just get it out and on paper. So this is step one. If you want, pause me right here and then come back when you have your list all done and we'll move to the next step. Okay, as you were making your list, I'm sure you wanted to know what the squares and the circles were for. So how I use these, and there's different ways you can do it. So you could have the squares as a task, and you can have the circles for an idea, and you can mark them accordingly. There are many ways to do it. However, I'm going to show you how I do it, which is I use our little grid, which is urgent and important, not urgent and important, urgent and not important, and not or urgent and not important. And I gave each one of those a color. So what I do is I use the circle and I go through and I mark each one the color it needs to be based on this grid. This is also a free download, not in my handwriting or on this little scrap paper, but we have a free download that you can print out. I just wrote it on a scrap piece of paper because I just tucked that right in the pocket of my planner. Okay, so I picked my 4 colors and have this ready. And then what I do, like I said, is I go over here and I go, okay, not urgent, but it's important. That's laundry for sure. Order filters. It's not urgent, but it's important. And then I just go down the list. Bath for dogs, urgent, but not super important. I'm not going to read you my whole list. I'm just going to color code. Again, if you want to color code yours, pause and come back. I will see you in a few. Now we're going to take our messy list and we're going to bring it into focus. So what we want to narrow down is what's in our top 3. That's what absolutely has to happen soon. What are our quick wins, our easy 3 quick wins? You can knock those out really fast. Next 3 things to keep on deck. These are not urgent, but not forgotten. So what I did was I go through this based on the colors and I move them in to my top 3, easy 3, next 3. And then I have all of the leftovers down here. So what I use the square box for is I check it off as I move it. So this ends up being the column that I use to get everything done, and I end up ignoring this. All right, so I'm gonna start moving everything over. And again, I'm using this filter of, I went to my pink and I looked at the pink and I had 4 and I can only have top 3, literally what are my top 3? So then I narrowed it down. So I'm gonna start transferring all mine over, and if you wanna pause me and come back and join me when you're done, that would be great. So what I did with my pink ones there was when I went to a couple of them, I knew those would be on my easy 3. So they are urgent, important, and super easy in the things I'm going to do first. So that is why those, and I had 5, not 4, but that's why those ended up in the easy 3 section. And the great thing about the section that's urgent and not important, or any section, is can you delegate? So for me, I have an Amazon return. I can delegate that right over. And that means I don't move it over to this list. But what I do is I just kind of highlight it. And then that way I can verify later, did you do that? So I'm going to delegate, highlight, and then later when he does that, I will check it off just to make sure it got done. Okay, so I have made sure that everything over here is moved over here, minus my delegated one. And this is also, as a side note, called the Eisenhower matrix if you want to do more research on that, and or maybe use it in a different way. Also, good idea to keep one of these in your planner so it's always handy. All right, so now we're not going to stop at organizing. We are going to act. I am challenging you to pick one of your top 3 items and schedule it, and pick one of your easy 3 items and go ahead and go do it. That feeling of mental relief comes when you pair clarity with action.
Okay, hopefully you just played along with me and you wrote out your list. You turned it into a top 3, an easy 3, and a next 3. And when I don't jot all the things running through my head, I just keep them on repeat, which makes me feel like my list is so much longer than it is. The only place I am actually overwhelmed is in my mind. As soon as I write it all down, that list becomes clear and easier to manage. When I brain dump, I almost always realize it's less than I thought it was. It was just that feeling that was so big in my mind. So, some tips to use this regularly. Use this page every Monday or Sunday night before the week starts, throughout the week whenever you need to. It's also great for transitions, post travel, new seasons, or even just when you're feeling off. So, a bonus tip also, add a fun thing to your list. You want to balance what matters. Thank you for joining me today for Balanced in 12. You just cleared up mental space, and that is powerful. Use this insert, notice what changes. We can't wait to see how you use the Declutter Your Mind insert. If you want to share, tag us in it, and let's celebrate mental clarity.